Hi, in this lecture I'm going to teach you some basic transform maneuvers. We're going to look at how to move an object, how to rotate an object, and how to scale an object, and something you'll be doing a lot during this course. So we're going to start off with our traditional box. S to snap, build the box. Right click again by mistake, sorry, I keep doing that. There we go, and I'm going to make that dark. Try and snap off S, make that a dark colour. Turn on my edge faces. Okay, so let's do move first. So up here you can see select and move. Okay, if you click that, you can see it becomes highlighted. If you select your object, you get this transform gizmo. And you can see it's got 3 arms on it, one for Z, one for Y, and one for X. So basically, to move an object around in the scene, all you do is select, and you can see it highlighting when you move your cursor over it. You know, once you've locked on to that direction, it becomes locked, and you know, you can move your mouse all around and all it will do is move up and down on the Z axis. Same with Y. If I select Y, left click, move it around, you can see it will slide around on the Y axis, and of course the same for X. If you use these in the middle here, you can see it highlighting in yellow. You'll be able to move it on the Z and the Y axis together. So if I select that, left click with it highlighted, you now can move it on those 2 axes, on the Z and Y. If I select this one here, you can move it on the Z and the X axis. It's quite useful sometimes. And same with here, X and Y, so it won't go up or down, it will just stay on the X and the Y axis, or slide around on the floor basically. And that's how you move objects. That's how you transform objects in your scene, essentially. And that's how you transform anything. So if I go to modify, I'll change that to edit poly. If I go to vertex mode, if I want to move this vertex, the same gizmo appears and you can move it anywhere you like. Or if you want to move multiple vertices, again it's the same process. So depending on what mode you're in, same with edges. You know, if you want to move an edge, let's just slide that in and out, be it there like that. You know, use the same gizmo, the same move selection, and of course the same for faces, polygons or faces. You know, you can move them all around using this little gizmo. So that is move. Okay, now to rotate, same. Select and rotates the next one along from move, and again you'll see it comes up with this little rotation gizmo. So if you select your object, and again you can see the axes are highlighting when you move your cursor over them. So if I select this one, it's going to rotate around the Z axis like so. So yeah, I can move my cursor anywhere I like and it will just stick to that axis. Control Z to undo. If I use the red one, it'll rotate around the X axis like so, and which is very handy. And of course, same with the Y axis. If you select anywhere inside the lines, you can rotate it in any direction you want, and it goes all a bit weird and skewy. And again, this works for anything. You know, same principle. if I want to rotate these verts, you're not actually rotating verts, you're just rotating their position. You can't rotate a vert as such. If I select one vert and try and rotate it, nothing happens, because you can't really rotate just a single point on its own. It just becomes the same single point. So, you know, you're just rotating the position of these, as opposed to actually rotating the orientation of them. Same with the face. You know, you do rotate these. You can see I can rotate this face in any direction I wish. Rotate it this way. Face it that way. There you go, look at that. There, okay, so it's now rotating that way. That's good. Right, now, let me just undo all of that. Undo back to there. Now, if you put angle snap on, like so, and this is really useful, you'll notice when you rotate an object, it rotates to every 5 degrees. You can see it. You can see it rotating every 5 degrees, which is really useful, because you might want to keep it orientated to your grid or to the world that you're in, and just doing a quick 90 degrees is really handy without having to, if you turn that off, it's really hard to get that exactly right. So having that switched on is very handy, like so. And that works in all orientations, obviously, like so. And the last one is scale, and you'll find that here, uniform scale. So if you select that, select your object. Now, exactly the same principle. If you want to scale the Z, you just select the Z. If you want to scale the Y, you just select the Y, and the X, exactly the same. If you want to scale the whole object uniformly, then you just select this middle triangle section, and you just scale it up and down like so. If you want to scale it on 2 axes, like the Z and the Y, you just select this bar in here, highlight it, and it just scales it on those 2 axes. Same with this side. Same with this side. So it's not actually getting any taller. It's just getting wider and longer. If I want to get it taller and wider, I just do that. It's all very useful stuff. And that's basically how you move, rotate, and scale an object. Very straightforward. And again, like I say, this works on everything. And we will be using all these tools going forward. And at the end of this lecture, you're going to be using these to create some very simple objects. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then you're going to go off and create some objects. I'll show you the objects, and then you can just go away using the tools I've taught you and build them. Nothing complex, so it should be fun. Okay, so that's that, and I will see you in the next lecture.